Hello everyone, welcome to Straight Bat with Devesh. Once Canada was one of the promising cricketing nation. We were playing World Cup, we were ahead of Ireland, Kenya and Afghanistan. But today when we see Canadian cricket state of affair, we are below these countries. So what went wrong? Is it the lack of interest among public? Is it the infrastructure which is the problem? Is it the cricketing board issue? Are we not following the proper steps which should be taken to make Canadian cricket better than this? I think when we see the G20 tournament and we see that empty stand, I for sure can say there is some problem within. It is not an external problem, it is a problem within ourselves which we need to resolve. I cannot promise that we can resolve all this issue in this program, but one thing I can promise you that I will highlight all the issues which are ailing our cricket. Today my guest is a person who was one of the very prolific batsmen in Canada in his time. He was the only person in Canada in Canadian history who was adjudged or who was declared man of the match in his debut match. His batting average was very impressive, 43 in ODI. He played 5 ODIs and 3 T20 for Canada. He is none other than Mr. Karun Jetty. Welcome, Karun Jetty. Good evening, Karun. How are you? Welcome to our program State Bat with Devesh. Yes, Karun, how are you?
I'm good, Devesh. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. So, would you like to tell me what are you doing right now in Canada? In London you are living right now, and so what are you doing for your? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm working and living in London right now, and I'm also at the same time traveling the world with my wife, man. I'm coaching as a freelancer, and pretty much I'm contracted with few clubs who call me on different days to work with their players. And then I have a lot of individual cricketers who call me and parents who call me to work with their kids. As you know, in England, spin bowling is a big problem. And me being a spin consultant, they want me to work with their kids. So that's one thing I'm doing in cricket aspect. And then also I'm playing as a semi-pro for a cricket club in Surrey Cricket Championship.
So, Karun, living so far away from Canada, are you in touch with the Canadian cricket happenings?
Somewhat, to be honest. There's not much of it happening, but whatever is happening, I am in touch with it through my ex-mates who have played with me in Cricket Canada and who are currently involved with it, and people who are still following it. So that's the only way I'm following it right now.
So let me ask you, are you following Canadian G20 tournament by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very good question. I'm not following it, but I've heard about it. And I would say it's a very good initiative by Cricket Canada to grow the awareness of cricket in the country.
Absolutely,
but
yes.
From what I've seen a little bit, is that there is not many Canadian cricketers playing in any of the games.
Okay, I will update on that to you later. But what is the awareness and the curiosity in England regarding this Canadian Global G20 tournament? Would you like to tell something about it? Yeah.
Absolutely none. Absolutely none. To be honest, people are too busy in England right now with the football World Cup.
Oh yeah.
India traveling to England and their own T20 blast. And to be honest, I have not heard from one single player about this global T20. Maybe the reason is not a single English cricketer playing there.
Yeah, I'm afraid
could be lack of marketing or anything.
So what do you think about the timing of this tournament? Is that a problem you see there? Because of that, where the awareness was not there, or it could not reach far and far places like London, England, Pakistan, and there was not a campaigning, marketing, or awareness marketing for this great tournament. Is there where we are lacking?
Well, I I would say the lacking part is within the marketing itself. Campaigning for it, pushing it forward. When you're doing something at that magnitude, when you have players like Steven Smith, Dave Warner, and you have Chris Gale, Dwayne Bravo, you have the massive names playing for your representative teams like Winnipeg and Toronto and Montreal and stuff like that. But the problem is, the marketing has not been done the right way, from what I think. At the same time, you're doing the tournament when the World Cup is happening. Only other cricketing series that people are following in England is England versus India. And when India travels anywhere, you will have a sold-out crowd.
So do you think
Apart from that, I think...
So do you think that Canadian Cricket Board should have invited Indian player as well to gather, to attract a lot more crowds?
Well, as for FTP, they won't have got the marquee players like Virat and Shikhar and all these guys.
Yeah.
But they put a certain targeted guys who are not in England right now, like Yuvraj Singh, Harbhajan Singh, Ravi Jadeja, Ravi Ashwin. These big names who will attract the Indian crowd within Canada. And worldwide, when you have massive Indian names playing for any league, crowd will be there.
Okay.
So I think that's where they have lacked a bit.
So they missed the boat there, right? And
I think so, personally.
Yeah. So, and other thing, I was looking at the whole framework of this GT20, and I noticed that there was no brand ambassador kind of thing for such a huge tournament, right? First time Canada is doing such a great, tournament, organizing such a great tournament where all the big names of the world cricket is there. But I think because of lack of awareness, lack of interest, I don't know how do I define that. There is no, the stadiums is not even 25% filled. It's like completely empty stand, and it is very, very depressing to see that the stadium like this. And the standard of the cricket is of the very high level. So I think that's something we have missed out here. We should have taken care of this by proper marketing, proper campaigning of this tournament. And what do you think, Karan?
I think there's two factors into it, Devesh.
Yeah.
First is you have absolutely hit the target spot on. The first factor is, if you remember the last T20 World Cup final in India, it was West Indies versus England.
Correct.
Yet the Eden Gardens was fully packed.
Yes.
Even though India was not playing. That shows the passion that public have for the game, the awareness the public have for the event. So regardless who's playing, the awareness has to be built within the public, within the local culture of the country.
Yeah.
Second thing I would say about your campaigning part, for example, like if you could have roped in players like Yuvraj Singh, Harbhajan Singh, any of the marquee players from the Indian market, I can guarantee you, if they were in Brampton or any of these countries right now, in any of these places right now, doing the campaign on behalf of this event, they will have more people in that campaign than I could see in the highlights in the ground. When I played the quadrangular series with Pakistan, West Indies, and Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Zimbabwe.
And that was which year? Sorry, that was which year?
I believe it was 2007-8, that season.
Okay. So 10 years back.
It was sold out.
It was sold out.
Similar stands that I see right now in the highlights. Absolutely similar stand. Similar sort of heat and weather that people are using as an excuse. That's why no people are not there. And people are saying it's too far away. But that's not the point. When you have the right publicity, you have the right teams, you have the right structure, people will come to watch it.
Absolutely.
To be honest, a lot of people I've seen in the photos that I see on the internet, I know most of them because they play cricket or they've always been there to watch cricket. So pretty much you have brought all these people in you spend so much money in, yet the same people who show up at King City weekend after weekend, they're still there. How have you grown more crowd coming in to watch the game of cricket?
Yeah, and I was very surprised to see that. I've been following this global T20 for last 2 months, and I was surprised to see that there was no campaigning, there was no advertisement in the local media. Neither there was on the international media. I didn't see the global T20 website ready. It should have been. There was lack of information. Nothing was clear. Player was even not clear when to go to the stadium, when they are going to report. So there were a lot of confusion, and because of that, probably organizer could not streamline the tournament very well. So I think there was problem. Maybe this is first time, so we'll have to give them benefit of doubt, and maybe from the next time they will take it on. Will try to figure it out what they have missed out, and they will create a nice list of learning lesson, and maybe from the next year onward they can rectify these problems. But coming to a very it is a huge topic of discussion here in Canada, Karun. Let me update you that people are talking that this is just a one-off tournament. It's not going to continue. What is your take on this?
My take on this is, I hope it continues, but I'm with the people that I'm pretty much, it is within my heart, with the history of Cricket Canada and the management. I don't see it happening again, but I hope it happens again. I'll explain you why I think that way. Because next year, around this time, will be Cricket World Cup. Most of these players will be representing their countries.
Yeah.
How are you going to collect? Put it this way, you have so many players, massive names, yet you cannot fill your stands.
Yeah.
When you don't have these names, you're still spending same amount of money. How are you going to recover that?
Yeah, I agree.
This is where the problem will come.
So it will be a problem next year organizing this tournament.
But I hope it's not, but eventually it will be.
But we can just hope and pray that this continue for Canadian cricket, in Canadian cricket, and the Canadian cricket development goes on. But the most important thing in when you organize such kind of tournament, the first beneficiary should be the players. Yes, you agree with me? So
absolutely, 100%.
Yes. So what do you think when you see the
Canadian
composition?
players. I would say Canadian
Yeah,
players
I
should be
totally
the
agree. Yes,
beneficiary.
because Stephen Smith doesn't need any support. Other player like all the West Indian who have come here, like Chris Gale, these kind of player doesn't need any support or development plan. What the most affected and the most what you can say the youngster of the Canadian cricket team, they need our support. They need this kind of tournament so that they can understand how to play the competitive cricket and what is the mental setup, how to practice, how to gel with the great players, and take that confidence back and do well for the country, right? So when you look at the composition of the team, the 5 team, what do you think? Do you think that we have enough Canadian player who can go there and take the benefits of playing with these such great names?
We have enough Canadian players, yes. Are they in the squads? No. To be honest, I don't know the exact numbers, but roughly what I could see from what I have studied, a little bit of it, it is about 17 to 20 players out of 120 something Canadian players. Usually it's other way around. But when it comes to playing 11, it looks like a Caribbean Premier League Part 2. So you have every team have about 6 to 7 Caribbean players. Then you have 2 to 3 foreign players. Then probably one straggler Canadian player thrown in just to show it's global T20 Canada, like the name says. So you have played politics with the name. Global, T20, and then Canada. Every other league says IPL, or PSL or CPL, Indian Premier League, Pakistan Super League, Caribbean Premier League, etc. But this one says Global T20 Canada. That we want to hold a league, period. Looks like Canadian cricketers are getting a great dressing room experience for like 2 weeks. But to me as a cricketer, if I am a part of this, I want to be on the field with these guys. I want to be a part of that 11 with these guys. You know,
so you think that by
Steve
just
Smith at the same time.
okay, so you think that by just sharing the dressing room and having a chit chat with such great players, there is no such benefit?
You can have a chit chat with them when you see them in a restaurant having a dinner when they come to your country playing a cricket game. You can have a chit chat with them then. You know, you could share a dressing room. Yes, dressing room experience is a very important experience. I have done that with a lot of cricketers. But how you implement that onto a field could only be tested when you're given a chance to go on the field with these players.
So let me break a news for you, Karun. If you remember, if you have seen my earlier episode, Faisal Jamakandi was the first of the in the first episode he came, right? And he's a very promising cricketer, right? So when I asked him that, are you playing GT20? He said no, he's not playing that. All of a sudden, I saw in news that on 26th probably, they were selected for GT20. Now my question to them is, it's not bad. It's very good thing that Cricket Canada has taken the initiative and taken these youngsters. But my only point is that they should have been selected way earlier, so that they are mentally and physically prepared for this great opportunity. Like 28th, the tournament is starting, and 26th you are selecting these people. I don't know whether they were prepared to take some advantage of this situation, right? So what is your take on this as a player?
My take on that, Devesh, is if you go back a bit to another T20 league they call IPL, supposing the biggest league. Am I right?
Yes, it is the biggest.
When the IPL auctions were happening, Faisal and Akash were in the same World Cup as Shubman Gill, as Prithvi Shaw, and all these guys.
Yes.
When these guys got picked up for $500,000, $1 million, $500,000, these guys have no idea what their future will be. Guys like Akash and Faisal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now we come back to their country after Akash making 100. Faisal, from what I believe, he took the highest wickets as a Canadian player.
Yes, yes, he was the highest wicket taker.
They come back. These guys should have been an automatic pick.
Yes.
Cricket Canada should have put a bottom line that you have to pick at least 2 or 3 Canadian under-19 players in the squad, period. You play them or not, it depends on the situation.
Yes.
At least you want these younger guys to be with guys like Chris Gale, Steve Smith, Tim Southey, and all these guys learning the skills in the nets.
Yes. Even if you are bowling to them on the nets, it is a great opportunity to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you look at guys like Deepak, the Chahar guy from Chennai Super Kings, he used to be a net bowler.
Yeah.
And now he plays for Chennai Super Kings, and now he's in Indian squad.
Yes.
For T20.
But at least,
net bowlers,
but at least you will get them ready, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So being a net bowler is way better than sharing buses and parties with international players.
Yeah.
I am shocked to see guys like Akash and Arsalan, the captain, Faisal, and these guys who have done well in the tournament to be selected when I believe what it could be, they were short of players, or the pressure could have been from higher authorities that you are not promoting any under-19 guys. But then again, the way it comes down to it, when you have guys like Rizwan Cheema and other guys who are top cricketers of Canadian cricket, they are barely getting a chance to play. What do you expect from these younger cricketers to get?
Yeah. No, my only issue is that, okay, even if they are not getting an opportunity to play a single match, if they are mentally prepared, that's the point. If you get them mentally prepared beforehand, then they are ready for this great opportunity. Like tomorrow, if somebody tell me that, okay, you are part of this team, I don't know how to take the advantage of that situation, because I was not physically ready, I was not mentally ready, right? So that is my point. So I think Canadian cricket could have done better in this area to prepare this youngster to be ready for this opportunity. I don't know whether they would have been they were informed or not, but doesn't look like. And you know, the bad thing about this is that now in the market people are talking, you know why? Because some of the players didn't turn up, international players, so that's why these guys were picked up. So I don't know the reality. Maybe we'll invite some of the players in the later episode and try to find out what happened. But right now, let me just name few of the youngsters who were selected. So from Vancouver Knights, we have Jimmy Hansra and Ravinder Pal Singh. From Edmonton Royals, we have Bhupinder Singh Sohal and Barun Sehdev. From Toronto Nationals, we have Navneet Dhaliwal and Arman Kapoor. And Montreal Tigers, we have Arslan Khan and Babindu. And Winnipeg Hawks, we have Dhanuka and Faisal. And I think Arslan Khan was captain of under-19 Canadian team. So these are the players who have been given chance in the last minute, and I don't know how they are going to take advantage of this. But I wish them all the best, and whatever the experience they can gather from this sharing the dressing room with such greats, we'd like to know more about it, but in the later episode. So with this,
absolutely, anytime.
Yeah, with this we'll take the break, and then we'll come after the break. See you after the break.
पिछले 10 सालों में इंडस हॉस्पिटल ने ये कभी नहीं सोचा कि कैसे चलेगा ये अस्पताल, जहां हो बिल्कुल मुफ्त मियारी इलाज। सोचा है तो खुदा की रजा का, जिसने बनाया है आपको वसीला इंडस हॉस्पिटल का। 11 अस्पताल, सैकड़ों क्लिनिक्स के साथ इंडस हॉस्पिटल अब पाकिस्तान के 41 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में। इसीलिए जरूरी है आपका साथ।
Greenish Hair, Skin and Nails formula is packed with all the essential nutrients like biotin, omega-3, vitamins, and minerals to provide your hair, skin, and nails the nourishment that it needs. Like all other Greenish vitamins and supplements, the Hair, Skin, and Nails formula is gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and non-GMO. It is also halal, kosher, and veggie certified. So make Greenish Hair, Skin, and Nails formula a part of your daily healthcare routine.
Welcome back to the program after the break, and we were talking about the players who have been selected from Canadian side, and we were surprised to see that not very young players were selected in the first cut, and some of the players are like about 30s, and we were surprised to do we see any future with them. So we were very surprised, and these youngsters who are actually a prospect for Canadian cricket were selected in the last minute when they were not ready for that. So I don't know what is the logic behind that. Maybe we are not aware of the things which Canadian cricket are thinking, but it's our request that when you select the team, when you select the players, try to make some nice selection and select those players who you think that is the future for Canadian cricket. So what do you think, Karun, that some of the players who are above 30s and who have actually played with you, as you were telling me offline, that do you think that there is a prospect with these guys? There is any cricket left with these guys? So what is your take on it?
To be honest, Devesh, one thing I believe in, when I say international cricket, age is just a number. But when we spoke about previously that when you're past your best, that's a different category. Like if you look at MS Dhoni, even today he performed better than a lot of youngsters. He can still run faster than a lot of youngsters. But when you are a team like Cricket Canada, you got to build on youngsters, keeping future in mind. I don't think a tournament of this magnitude, you're going to give anybody in Cricket Canada above certain age, like 30, 31, 32, a chance to be even part of this. Because in longer run, you want guys who are 18, 19, 20, 21 to be learning from these players. So they could be your backbone of Canadian cricket down the road.
Okay, well, I think there was an opportunity which was missed out. I think from next time, Canadian Cricket Board should, pay attention to this point, and will try to include more youngster than this time. And we can just hope. But anyway, now we are going back to our Canadian cricket, Karun. So
but
what I'm going to
let me cut you one second. Let me cut you off here, Devesh.
Yeah.
1 second. Regardless, you play 30 plus players or under 30 players or 19 age of players. If you want to sit them on the sidelines and carry the water bottles, like what's happening in this tournament, it's irrelevant what their age is. You know, I would like to see younger cricketers, the guys, the core who represented Canada in under 19, to be part of all these teams, and at least 4 to 5 Canadian players playing in each of these teams that we have over there. Of course, they cannot play for Cricket West Indies B team. I don't know why they are there. Any other cricket T20 league, you won't see that sort of thing.
I don't
why
know.
Why they here, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a shock to me.
Yeah.
But the local Canadian teams, Edmonton Royals, Montreal Tigers, Toronto Nationals, Vancouver Knights, Winnipeg Hawks, these guys should have picked at least 4 to 5 players of under 19, under 23, under 20 ages, and give them chance.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know,
Yes.
to play 4 to 5 players per game. Don't make it a Caribbean Premier League Part 2,
Yes.
where all the Caribbean players are playing and only one straggler Canadian getting a chance to play.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, basically this kind of tournament brings a lot of attention, and this is the platform where our youngster can learn, and they are willing to perform, and this is the opportunity where they can perform and become a star. But anyway, we just hope that, as we said earlier, that next time onward we have more Canadian youngster included in the team and beforehand, so that they are mentally prepared to take advantage of this great tournament. That's all we can say.
Absolutely.
Yes. So now let's go to my favorite topic, because my favorite topic is how the Canadian cricket is organized here, and what is the problem we are facing in Canada. Why we are not competing with the great cricketing nation, right? Because it is not that Canada has started playing cricket recently. It is like 200 years ago we have started already playing cricket, but still we have not achieved the potential which we should have been achieved way earlier. So, what do you think, Karun, first of all, on this? Quick.
Like, I think that we have players coming in from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, West Indies, England, Australia, South Africa, all over the world. Being Canada, the multicultural nation, we should have bloody been the best team.
Yes.
But it's all about exploring the talent,
Yes.
having a platform for that talent. Because people are going to come in from different nations.
Yes.
Parents are going to come in and have kids in this nation.
Okay.
How are you putting cricket to them? You know, are you showing that cricket is the future for your kids to go into, like basketball is, like baseball is,
Yeah.
like hockey is? Absolutely not. If I was born in Canada, I would have never played cricket.
Yeah. So
I
I think,
would have gone into a sport where I could make a future out of it.
and see, Karun,
Right now-
you brought forward very, very valid point. See, the hockey, the way the hockey is played here, is completely different the way we have structured our cricketing hierarchy. So because when you compare with India in cricketing terms, or say Pakistan, or say say Australia. Australia is a great cricketing nation. You will find that there is a complete infrastructure and a framework to develop the player. Where in Canada, I don't see such facility or a framework where we can say, okay, we have identify a player, young player, and now this is the process through which he has to go through to become a superstar. There is no such framework or say structure to support him. So I will come to this, my favorite topic, and which is club system. I am not a big fan of club system, and I was surprised to see in Canada the club system is the paramount system. Like, you have to go through this club system, and I don't know what is the selection process, who has authorized this selection process for the leagues or for the club. We have no information as how the clubs are formed. So I don't know who is organizing this, who is authorizing these clubs to produce the players, and what is the process they have defined. Are they following ICC norms, or are they following any norms laid down by the cricketing board of Canada? I have no idea. I went and searched on the website. I didn't find, absolutely there is no information. I think if I have money and I want to create a league, I can create a league. And I don't know whether maybe some of the players who is playing in my league can become a national player. Is that the right way to produce a national player? What do you think? And how was your selection done? Can you just highlight this?
This question actually, Devesh, makes me laugh because you have highlighted very critical points about cricket in Canada. To be honest, anybody could stand up tomorrow and create a parallel Cricket Canada board, or parallel any provincial board, or any club. The best example is, I've heard lately, I've heard it, I've never seen it, I've heard it, there's a so-called Shahid Afridi Cricket Club.
Okay.
And then what I see is, there used to be a club called Popeye's Cricket Club.
Sorry?
So now, there used to be a club called Popeye's Cricket Club. Popeye's, the chicken place.
Oh, okay.
They used to have a cricket club. All the players used to play there. Most of them are now playing for Shahid Afridi Cricket Club.
Okay.
On what basis did Shahid Afridi got a right to come in and put a club in the Premier Division, in the highest division, when every other team, any other person in Toronto district had to start from the bottom and move up? This shows the level that anybody with a big stature, a lot of coins in his pockets, can open a club. This is not how you build your cricket in your country.
Yeah.
I don't know about cricket structure in most of the countries, but I can tell you about how it is in England. If you have to open a cricket club in England, you have to have a ground.
Yeah, so in Pakistan also we have this club system, as far as I know. But they have a pool of raw, or what you say, natural talent. But even Pakistan is struggling because of they do not have proper structure, cricketing structure. But country like India, where if you see the structure of cricketing, cricket in India, it is not easy. There are multiple levels through which a player has to go through before he can dream of or even think of playing for India. It's not easy. So I don't know, if you make it more tough, the tougher batsman, the tougher bowler will get from the system. Not everyone can play for the national team, it's fine. But as long as you have a proper system through which they are going and they are grilling, through the system, I will say that you will find more quality players rather than just, okay, I like your batting style, you are the member of the national team. I don't understand. And who are these selectors who are selecting for national team? I was trying to figure out from the website and say, okay, let me find out who are these selectors who are, part of the committee, who go and watch all these league matches of the club matches and find out who is the best player to pick up. And absolutely there is no name. So I don't know, maybe there is somewhere people are hiding and I am not aware of, but as a journalist I will try to find out what is the selection process. Is this as per the norm all the other countries are following, or is it just a Canadian style? So we have to figure that out. So I don't know, I don't absolutely have no experience of selection process in Canada. So I would like to ask you, Karun, What is your experience, and what do you think? Is it a proper way to, because you have been also selected in the same process? So I will be surprised if you will be criticizing that. Tell me.
When I was selected, I can tell you about that, but I cannot tell you how it is right now. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's not changed. So during my days, how it happened was, you will get a phone call and they will ask you, are you available to play this weekend? You say yes, you are in the team. This is what I have seen, right? This is my personal opinion.
And you are talking about a national team or any team?
National team.
Okay, so they just
I don't know how it happens anymore, but from what I've seen personally, this is how shit have happened back in those days.
Okay.
That people would get called and say, are you available this weekend? Yes, I am. You're playing a first-class game against Bermuda, against Ireland, against Scotland, against this, against that.
Okay.
Because back in those days, it was all about availability. Can you get days off from work? Can you get that days off from college, university, your school?
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
And suppose if you play for suppose if you play for under 19 or national team, is university giving you some reservation based on that?
About what?
No.
They would ask you what cricket is.
Oh, okay.
You have to explain them. They will probably think it's an insect. Cricket.
Okay. So this is, I will say, this
Even
is not
right
fault
now,
of
I would be
university.
surprised.
Yeah.
I would be surprised. Go outside Mississauga and Brampton and all these places. Go into King City, that area, and go outside up north, or go in Nova Scotia or Halifax and go to any university and say, I'm a cricket player. They'll ask you, what do you mean cricket player? That insect? Cricket? That's what it is.
And you will not be surprised, and Karun, that
I won't be surprised.
No, cricket was national sport of Canada. Do you know that?
It was, absolutely. It was.
Okay.
It was there before hockey, before baseball, from what I have heard.
Yes, you are correct. So this is where we have, we were defeated in the sense that other sports took over. Maybe the format of the cricket was not suitable for Canadian style. Is that the reason? We'll explore later in the episode, but later in the coming episode. But today we'll be coming back to this and focus. What is the selection process when we found there is no structure way to select a player? Like if you take an example in India, because most of my examples are from India, because I have played cricket in India. That we have a junior level cricket, like junior district, under 15, under 19. Then you go to senior district level, and then you go to school level. Then you play for college level, and then you go for university level, and then you play for your state, right? So there are so many process through which you have to perform and have to pass through. And most of the player, fizzled out because they couldn't make up and cope up with the struggle and the mental toughness. So that's the way you make a quality players. It's not that tomorrow I am playing good and you select me for under 19. It's not the way to select a national player. So that is very disappointing to know that there is no structured way to select the team in Canada. And I hope that it is already rectified and we are not aware of. Maybe that's why my request to Canadian Cricket Board is to put that in perspective and put it on the website so that we can go and learn about the new selection process, if at all it has been changed, as Karun was telling. So
I would add one thing, Devesh.
Yeah.
Structure, maybe it is there as per ICC standards that you have to have structure, but process and procedure is different thing. You could have a structure that you need 3 or 5 provincial coaches or provincial selectors, then you need 1 chairman of selector. That's structure. Procedure and process is a different thing. Every country have selectors from different states, different provinces, different counties. But in top countries, in international countries, you have some sort of similar procedure. You perform, you get selected. all the selectors are watching every game.
Okay.
Selectors know who is who.
Yeah. I think I think in coming episode,
I
Karan,
don't know if that's
I
the
have a
same thing.
plan. I have a very big plan to bring this forward in a very big manner. I'll try to invite a lot of cricketing board people, and also some of the selectors, former selector or the present selector, to know more about it. But till that happen, we'll leave it right now there, and we'll come to the other topic, which is very important. And I would like you to give me a comparison, because now you are playing in London, England, and you have also played in Canada, and I think more and less the both the country has similar environment. What do you say?
One thing I would add to that is, since 2007 and now in 2018, 11 years, I've played most of my cricket in India and England.
Okay.
While following a bit of Canadian cricket, and prior to that, playing cricket in Canada. What I've seen is that the club level of cricket that I've seen in India and England, two top international nations, the club level cricket is probably way beyond provincial or even international cricket. The structure, the strategies, the committees, even the club level in England will form a proper committee. These are clubs that are running for past 450 years. You know, Canadian cricket was nowhere near at that time.
Yeah.
But these clubs are still running. They still have sponsors. They probably have more money in their account than, from what I think, Canadian cricket have. Why? Because they go out, they make efforts about it. They hire the right people to do the right jobs. You know, players are enthusiastic to play. Like you repeatedly said a few times, your first interview with two young Canadian cricketers. I never heard once about playing long term for Canadian cricket. All I heard was about playing in New Zealand, playing in England.
Yeah, and you know,
this,
I
playing
don't
that.
blame them, because
You
you
know?
know, they do not have any alternative career opportunity because of playing cricket, right? So like back in India nowadays and in Pakistan and other countries, if you are playing cricket at higher level, you will get a job. I don't see any such facility in Canada right now, that you will get a job because you are playing a national player. You are a national player. So
But
you know,
that's not the
if I am
problem.
playing today for Canada, I will also try to make sure my financial, right. I will like to secure my financial status. So I will not blame the youngster, because the way the situation in Canada, we have to also make sure that we are earning, right, and at the same time we are playing cricket. So maybe the lack of professionalism is there, and because you know we haven't done enough so that it become a good brand, so that you know company can come forward and start sponsoring it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to be honest, another thing I would like to raise is, in 2004, when I played the Under-19 World Cup,
Yes.
and the next World Cup was in 2018. These are the two conversations, the two people you spoke to between your first episode and this episode,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
We had a better media coverage. We had a better presentation. We had a better send-off. We had a better reception than what I've seen about cricketers now. We should be progressing, not going backwards.
Oh, that is
That's what I'm
unfortunate.
saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised to know when
Cricket
Akash
Canada
told
should
me.
be moving forward.
Yeah, and I was surprised when Akash told me that when he came back from the World Cup, there was no one from media to receive him. Only Mr. Sani came forward to come and receive him, and it was like unfortunate. A youngster who has made his maiden century and made a history from the Canadian side deserve better, coverage in the media. But I think somewhere we missed that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these are the opportunities.
Absolutely.
These are the opportunity where you make cricket as a brand, and I think we are missing out on that. So hopefully,
This is where you make a kid a star
yeah, and you give him
in your sport,
encouragement,
in your
right?
country.
Yes, you give him encouragement. So you know everyone likes to have that. We are, let's not be lie. Let's not lie, because every player needs the coverage and the attraction they are playing for. They need clapping. They need attention. So unless we do that, we
That's
cannot.
how you create Virat Kohlis.
That's
how
what
you
we.
create
That's what you play
Steven
for.
Smith. That's how you create Tiger Freebies.
Yes,
These
correct.
are brand ambassador of sport.
Yeah. Yes.
Why? Because
Yes.
people want to see them.
Yes,
Why would people want to see them? Because people are hearing about them. If
yes.
people are only hearing about the executives and not the players who are performing for your country,
Yes.
how would you go forward in life?
I totally agree. I think these are the very valid points, and I hope that Cricket Board of Canada pay attention to these points and take this criticism as a positive feedback rather than taking it negative. But before summing it up, I have a very hypothetical question for you, Karun, and I will like you to answer this very honestly. So, do you regret playing for Canada? Because I know very well that you came from Delhi, right? So you were born in Delhi, and you were like, as all immigration happens, like your parents came here, and you also came along, and then you started playing for Canada. Uh, do you think that in a retrospective, that if you were playing for India or Delhi, you would have been better off than what you are today?
Devesh, to be honest about this question,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if I would have cut this ball and got caught at slip, I would have made 100, you know.
Okay.
So, to answer to this is, when I came from India to Canada, I was already playing with a high level of cricket and cricketers. Then when I came to Canada, I played with. I'm happy that I got an opportunity to play at international level, first class level, in West Indies with the top of the, test class cricketers, one-day cricketers and everything. Yes, I'm happy with it.
Okay.
But you go back to the same question again. What if we move to England instead? What if parents move to Australia instead? What if parents stayed in India instead?
Okay.
You know?
So sum it up. I think you have no regrets. You loved all your times.
Whatever I played, anytime I played for Canada, I played with passion for my country. I played it every game as it was my last game and gave my 100%. And I'm thankful for every opportunity.
And
But
I can vouch for that, Karun, that not everybody gets man of the match award, in his first debut match, in his first match. So congratulations for that. And I think you played very well. But before I let you go, I want to give you another hypothetical question, that if you were to be made the president of Cricket Board of Canada, what is the first thing you would like to do?
Oh, that's a very tough one. Because you're making me a president or a captain of a sinking boat.
No, absolutely not. Let's hope for best.
No, it looks like it. Looks like it. When I was playing for Canada, and all the other boys were playing, my mates were playing, we were on the rise. Now we have to play a bloody qualifier to get qualified, to play qualifier,
Yeah.
So right now we are playing against USA, the Audi Cup, and which is considered the Ashes or India-Pakistan of Canadian cricket. That's the biggest event. That's shame, to be honest.
Okay.
If that's what the biggest event is.
Okay.
So if I was the president right now of the sinking ship, I would be, honestly, first of all, doing a massive reform.
So massive reforms, mean complete restructuring of you will dismantle everything and you will start building everything all over again, right?
Break it from the bottom, rebuild it from the scratch. Hire the right people for the right job, with the right credentials, the right, most importantly, the passion for the game, passion for the country, and passion for their role. Hire the right person for marketing, hire the right person for selection, hire the right person
Absolutely.
to be the president, vice president, everything.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay, Karun.
Secondly,
yes. Go ahead, complete it.
Secondly, if I'm doing a tournament of this magnitude, I would rethink about it. I think we're not ready for this yet.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
So you think we are not ready for that? Okay, I
No,
take it.
because I don't see my boys, my Canadian cricketers, my youngsters. I don't see my youngsters playing in this cricket tournament. From what I'm seeing right now, it's not about David Millers or Steven Smiths. They play worldwide. It's about my young cricketers. Are they playing? Are they getting the experience? Are they getting the fame? Are they getting the exposure? That's what I would think from that point of view.
Yeah. So
How could I make them
yeah.
the
So
next Virat Kohli?
yes, that is our dream, and that is our thinking. But let's see how we can produce Virat Kohli in Canada. That is yet to be seen.
In current structure, we can't even produce a water boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Indian cricket team's
So
water boy.
I got your points. If you are made a president of cricket board, you will dismantle everything and you will start building everything all over again.
Might as well.
Thank you, Karun.
Nothing to lose. Might as well.
It was a great pleasure
Thank you,
speaking
Devesh.
to you, Karun. And whenever you are here back in Canada, let's meet up and we'll take it further, right? So, thanks
For sure.
all. Good
Anytime.
night, and see you very soon. Bye.
Thanks, Devesh.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.